Hello guys and welcome to FIFA Soccer Blog video. That's right, FIFA Soccer Blog. I'm Asim and we're looking at FIFA 16, the trial version. I've got Gary Clark with me. Gary, how you doing?
I'm good, mate. All good.
Good stuff, good stuff. And you've been playing this a bit. You haven't played the career mode,
No.
but we're looking at career mode because this is one of the most intriguing bits about FIFA this year because it's got a few changes. The usual stuff at the start here, you'll see. Just going into your manager career. Starting up, and I mean the menus and stuff is still the same, to be honest. But the big stuff is the training stuff and the preseason stuff. And pretty much as soon as you like put your name in, whatever you want to be, I don't know, Mr. Manager, whatever. Obviously, I'm going to be me here. You basically choose which preseason tournament you want to go into. So you got the whole presentation where you've got a new manager, blah blah blah. I think that's the same, as far as I'm aware, that's the same, pretty much the same as last year. I don't know anything different. I think that's pretty much been the same since FIFA 14, to be honest. That sort of, it's got that loading screen going on. But yeah, you get a preseason friendly tournament guide. And what I like is you can choose where you want to go. So you'll see the screen coming up in a bit. I think the choices I've got here, I loaded a career mode up a couple of times just to see if it varied in choices. So the first time I did it, I had like US, Argentina, and Saudi Arabia, which is a weird choice. But and then I think this one you'll see that I actually do go to Saudi Arabia because that's where they're offering the most money. So yeah, here you go. You can decline if you want. It's a choice. It's totally up to you. But why would you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Why would you? It's extra money, especially if you go far and win the tournament. It's extra money you get for your transfers. And your club, your assistant manager, or your whatever will tell you that you'll get extra transfer money. So you got one in Argentina, one in South Korea, and then one in Saudi Arabia, which is offering more money. And there's some good teams in each competition. So the one I go to has got Juve, Bayern, I think it's got Roma as well. I can't remember now, or Dortmund, one of the two. Yeah, it's got basically in the group you see on the side there, it's got Juve, Bayern, and Dortmund, which is a tough group.
Yeah, definitely. It's like a Champions League group.
It's like a Champions League group, yeah. But we'll get into that a bit later. Like the first few matches, I sim, but the last match we'll see like fully, which is the final, because I get to the final. But yeah, you see right in front there the training stuff, Gary. This got announced. I think it was at Gamescom, and we like the look of this.
Yeah, definitely. As soon as they sort of announced it, I was sort of well happy about that because career mode's been sort of not stale, but it hasn't been looked at that much in the last sort of couple of years. But the sort of new additions like the training stuff, it adds more depth, and it looks really really cool. Obviously, you've checked it out, so you'll know a bit more about it than I would. But looks. I think it's a great little addition, to be honest.
Yeah, it just makes you, again, it's like the whole career mode is making you feel more like a manager, in kind of the menu part of it. You've got just before we go into the training stuff, you've got the usual stuff where you get your emails from your board, your chief executive, your assistant manager, the scouting stuff still in. And I think what I kind of find different is like where your assistant manager will tell you, like, we should look for a striker, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because you might actually need a kind of a world-class striker, so it's telling you to go out and find a good striker. And you start off, and three of the scouts are already sent to locations to look for players.
Oh, nice.
So they're already offering me like players in England. Like they've got, I think the one I'm looking at here is John Stones. And I thought, I might as well try and get a defender. So inquired about him. And I got Danny Welbeck. They're telling me to sign Danny Welbeck, which is hilarious. Which I really found hilarious. But yeah, your scout is there, kind of the same as I said, and you've got your calendar and everything like that as well. But yeah, the training, this is where you go. So you can add 5 drills a week. You can add them for the same player if you want, or 5 different players. And the players there'll be ones here where it says suggested. For Martial, it's saying these ones are suggested, all difficulties. And because he's got the promising player stuff next to him, you'd think that the training would impact him more, which, compared to, I guess, someone like Rooney, because he's a more established player, and players like Depay as well. Like he's a youngster, he's a promising player. So I basically chose all the promising players here, and gave them some drills. You can either you can either go actually do them yourselves, like you do in the kind of mini games, the skill games, or you can simulate them, and the players will kind of get a rating at the end of it. I think it's up to F, from A to F basically, on how they've done, and then their kind of XP bar will move up accordingly. So you'll see when we go back. I think I chose Martial, Smalling, I think Luke Shaw as well, yeah, Pereira and Memphis. So I actually go and do the Martial one, which I do really badly in, to be honest. His close range finishing with Martial, like he's 77 now. Obviously he's 78 finishing now, and the goal is to get him up to 79, and the bar will move up depending on how you do. So yeah, I completely missed the first one. I can just goes in the opposite direction. The lower one, yeah, I do slightly better in, but yeah, you get the idea here, right?
Yeah.
What do you think? It looks good.
Oh yeah, it's not like a nice little touch, I think, because like every team has like youth players, so it's always nice to sort of build them up into sort of superstars, as you will. Just through just like these little mini games, because the mini games, these are essentially like the ones at the start of just
the
before.
skill games,
So it's good to see they're actually adding these and sort of giving something back with it, because
it gives more substance to it, right?
Before it was just there just for sort of fun, really. But now
just wild with the loading times, really.
Now it's cool that it sort of leads into something.
So as you see there, it's basically simulating the rest of them, and they've got different rating, and they're like, as you see, Martial didn't do very well, so he's still more closer to a 78. Where I guess Pereira's got a C in that, so he's moved up his stats a little bit. So it doesn't like move up like by a huge amount. You actually have to put your time in it, and you can only obviously train on days where you have time to do it. You can't train on a match day, for instance, like just go in and train on a match day. It has to be a few days before, again, so it keeps that realism there. But yeah, it's a nice way to basically improve your players. Like for instance, I guess at United, I chose Pereira as one of my options. Like he's 66 right now, so you can train him up and maybe get him up to at least a 70, and they're like, okay, I'm gonna try and put him in the first team. It adds that bit more of a depth to the overall career mode in the end. And yeah, then you see all the transfer stuff as well. So I offered 10 million for Stones. I was just testing out. What I did find weird is that they only wanted 14 million for him, considering that they were asking a lot of money in the summer for him. I think the Chelsea offered like up to like 30 odd million, didn't they? Really?
It was something around 30 million, wasn't it? So
yeah, they turned it down. So the fee there was a bit
low, yeah.
Bit low, a bit on the low side. But I didn't go ahead and buy him in this video anyway. I think I kind of left it dangling for a while. And then I thought I'd go and look for targets that United would maybe go after. So I inquired about Götze here. I inquired about Muller as well. And I think I made a cheeky inquiry about Robin as well. Then I think I'm like, okay, who else were United linked to? I was like, okay, Bale. Let's put an inquiry for Bale. Let's put an inquiry for Neymar as well. Might as well. 160 million is nothing. But it is an interesting comparison, because we did a Master League video as well for PES, looking at the first 30 minutes. United at the start, the PES one had like 20 odd 1 million to spend. In here, it's more realistic, so you got 57 million at the start to spend. Yeah. Which is better, which is more in kind of what United would spend, I guess, in a transfer window at least. Well, they spend more sometimes, and you kind of ask for more funds as well in FIFA, which has kind of been a feature for a while. So yeah, go forth, making a bid for Gareth Bale. Well, not bid. I just inquire about him and then see where it goes. But I'm guessing you'd want to start with Arsenal in career mode. How would you go about it?
Well, actually, normally I don't start with Arsenal. I normally start with a championship team. The reason being is because I sort of want to build a squad and then get promoted to the Premier League. So I'm from Reading, so normally I go with Reading, or if not, just another sort of championship team. In the past, I have done Arsenal ones as well, but my first choice is normally like a championship team, and then just build it up, and then hopefully get promoted. So
get promoted, so they're saying here that they've come back with Gareth Bale, saying Gareth Bale and Robin aren't for sale, but I still made a bid for Gareth Bale anyway. I was like,
a cheeky bid.
I'm gonna chuck in a cheeky 50 million.
As you do.
And they want They want 48.5 million for Götze,
Gee.
and they're saying again, it says Neymar's not for sale, and they're saying Muller's not for sale. But I'm like, you know what? I really want Muller.
Let's try it.
I really want him. So I make a 50 million bid, and you'll see how that turns out later. Just a bit further on, you'll see how it turns out. But just going back to the training stuff. Again, in terms of how would you go about it? Like you saw, like I went about simulating most of the stuff rather than playing them myself. Would you? I mean, obviously, different people will try different things. So but that's why I'm asking you. Like, would you go around more the simulation route, or would you actually go and play some of the mini games yourself?
I think at the start I would probably play them, just
Yeah.
because it's new. But then after a while, I'd probably do a bit of mix and match. So sort of play some, and then like you simulate the sort of rest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think first time I try it, I think I'd play them all, to be honest, just because I just want to try them out and see how.
You want to see how they are, yeah.
And
yeah,
obviously by simulating, it's like the sort of rate, you can't determine what rating you're going to get it, but by playing it,
you
can
determine
yeah, how good or how bad it's going to be. So
I guess you can always mix and match, which is again kind of the beauty of the whole thing anyway. You can do that. Martial scores against Bayern Munich, and it's look at that. Get in, son, get in. And Lewandowski got sent off. So basically, I sim, like I said at the start, this is basically to show you kind of the first 30 minutes or so of career mode in FIFA 16. And you get regular updates as well. And they still want 14 million for John Stones. I'm like, I'm gonna leave it. You get your regular updates from your scouts. You get lots of news from the world of football as well. I was looking out. I think one of the things in previous FIFAs has been like there's been some quite extravagant, unrealistic transfers. So I was looking around. I was like, okay, let's see if anything unrealistic happens. I make a cheeky inquiry for Lacazette as well, obviously. So yeah, you see all the news. Like they've got the preseason news there. I think I'd go ahead and basically, because as I mentioned, 3 scouts here are already at location scouting. So I'm sending my other 2 scouts out to I think Argentina and I think Netherlands as well to look for some players. And it seems like the top clubs will obviously have, as you'd expect, good scouts at the start. And you can obviously hire more scouts. So I think I've got another slot there to hire a scout. Overall, because did you play a lot of FIFA 15 career mode? I don't think you.
No, I didn't even buy FIFA 15 because what I played at
right.
Gamescom and E3, I didn't enjoy it. So, but previous games I used to play career mode all the time. And this is one mode that I'm really excited about checking out.
Yeah. So I think what we didn't mention there, it shows you their potential growth if they do well in each drill, and because I basically loaded up. You can go up and load up the previous drills that you had, so you don't have to do it manually each time.
Okay.
So if you want the same players to go for the same drills again and just edit kind of each one manually, you can do that. You can just do it very quickly if you want. So I basically simulated them all, just mainly for the purpose of the video, not to make it like 4 hours long. kind of go through. And this is a nice story that came out. Like Schweinsteiger against Bayern, they kind of pick out that obviously he used to play for Bayern before, and there was kind of no love lost. Even though it was a friendly, he kind of went into it all guns blazing, which is nice. And you get world news as well. I was basically trying to see if I could see any duplicate stuff or anything that was weird, but no, it all seemed as you see here, like it seems like Juventus are keen on signing Alaba. You get all sorts of rumors breaking out. You get what I noticed here in the club news is everyone I made an inquiry for, it says hope to sign in the coming days. If you see that here, so I think that is a kind of a probably a default text maybe. That they, that if you inquire about someone, that just comes up. Maybe they could have varied that slightly. That's the only niggle I can really find.
Yeah.
It's not huge. It's not going to affect my complete enjoyment of the mode. I'm enjoying it so far. What I played, and you get your pre-season stories as well. I think I just basically just kind of sim along to the next match. You'll see the pre-season stuff coming on in the match itself. It's got a proper presentation for the pre-season stuff as well. Obviously, I didn't play all the matches here, but I did play the final, and you get a proper presentation. The Martin Tyler and Alan Smith are talking about the pre-season tournament, how it's gone, which players are making their kind of debut, or it kind of highlights players, which is really good. I think it's really good because it makes a big deal. Because these, even though they're still friendly, it's preseason stuff. Like these tournaments that happen in America, and even in, I think they do the one in Thailand now for the Premier League.
They've got like their own
the Barclays.
presentations and that. So.
Yeah, and they kind of make a big deal out of it, right? And it seems like what EA are trying to do is trying to make a big deal out of that in the actual game as well, which is really nice. It's a nice touch. I really like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, here they come back and they say, 50 million is fine for Muller. I'm like, I want it. I want Muller in my team. Like, I'm at this point, I'm thinking, should I spend all my 50 million on him? I'm like, yes.
170 grand a week is he on?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Nice.
He can have a statue. If there's an option to have a statue outside Old Trafford, I would have given it. I would have given it to him. I want Muller in my team. Man.
Yeah, that's great.
And again, yes. As you see here, unlike another game, the transfers are updated. You got Martial there, you got Darmian, you got Schweinsteiger there, Sniding as well, Memphis. All the new signings are there and ready. Even Romero's there. On the bench. I think I draw this one. I think this simulation ends up being 2-2, but I still got. I think it basically goes to the final anyway. And even Januzaj's at the club at Dortmund on loan, so they've got it spot on in terms of the updates. In terms of what you have played so far, just a little inkling while we just kind of look at what's going on here. What do you think?
I think it's really good. I had big issues with last year's game. I'm sure you did. Yeah. But they seem to have sort of taken feedback on board and just refined the areas that needed refining. It's just a hell lot of fun to play, to be honest. So yeah, and one thing I will say, the women's football, I'm still in love with that. It's so good.
A lot of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so good. But yeah, overall, sort of generally, really good game. Really, really good game.
You can do the women's tournament, an international tournament.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Which is in the trial version here. This is basically, if everyone's wondering, this is for EA Access, which is on the Xbox One. It's basically like a subscription service. You get EA games essentially early to trial, and like you get older games in the vault as well. And this is one of the options. You get FIFA 16. You get to try it out for 10 hours basically. So which is good. It's a good little thing. I think I'm on the verge of selling Marcos Rojo here for 19 million to Newcastle, which is amazing. Yeah, I'm like, yes, there you go. We have reviewed your asking price, and we decided to match it and go ahead with it. I'm like, I'll take that. I'll take that. I basically recouped a little bit of money I spent on Muller there. So it's not bad. I was thinking, I've got Smalling, I've got Blind, I've got Jones as backup as well. It's fine. I'll be okay. I was thinking afterwards I'll probably buy Stones for 14 million, just get him in with the rest of the money I've saved. But yeah, I do get Muller in the team. I'm like, yep, let's accept that offer, and let's bring good old Thomas Muller into Manchester United.
Nice.
It is so you'll see in the match, which we won't talk over, which is the finals actually against Bayern. And he makes his debut in that match, and he scores. You'll see it. He actually scored the late equalizer, and then we've gone basically to win on penalties. Sorry, spoiler. You go to win on penalties, and there you go. It's got obviously that's a big transfer in the football world, right? If it actually happened, 50 million, bang, right there. Thomas Muller to Manchester United. That's
a great signing. Yeah.
I was really happy about that. I thought, I was like, Martial, you can come on I was like, I won't start him straight away. I'll keep him on the bench for the first couple of games. If we get to the final, I'll start Muller and I'll actually play the match. He'll start the final match. What I really want to say over here is also, I think we talked about this before, probably on Twitter actually. We haven't talked about it in video form, but the formation screens and stuff look really nice as well.
Yeah, they're really, really good.
I think they're really slick.
Just easy to use.
You like the basic layout, right? Yeah. I think the layout's great. Anything else you want to because you haven't played career mode? Anything you want to ask? Anything you might want to? I think people might want to know about, that you might want to ask about career mode.
Blimey. Just trying to think. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of much, to be honest.
That's all right. If you can't think of anything, that's good.
The one thing I will ask, actually, you probably haven't. I wouldn't have thought you've seen it yet because it's
Okay.
too early. But I was going to ask about the sort of cup competitions, like domestic cups. But yeah, you wouldn't have seen that. It's too early for you to sort of say anything.
No, I haven't seen them yet, but I imagine there'll be the similar. I don't think EA have the license cups as far as I'm aware. Especially obviously not Champions League. I'm not sure if I don't think they've got the FA Cup and anything like that. I think they just call it like they call it something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what they call it, but they call it something. I don't know. I thrashed Juve here.
Jeez.
Look at this.
5-0.
2 from Rooney, 2 from Mata, 1 from Memphis. Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring on Bayern Munich in the final. That's it.
That is a result and a half. 5-0.
That's 1.5 indeed. I actually forgot about training at this point. I think a lot of people probably will forget about that the training thing exists. But I think it's there in the menu. It's a big part of it to remind you, like, the training's here, guys. You know, just kind of. And I realized that Martial wasn't really doing good at close range finishing, but I was like, I'm gonna persist. You're gonna up your finishing, mate. You're gonna up your finishing. So again, I continue with the same 5 players. So again, he was an F. It's like, what? What are you doing, mate? You scored a blinder against Liverpool. And you're finishing the F in training. What's going on, mate? What's going on? This is not the one. This is not the one. And then you get a message from you see the message in the corner from Ander Herrera saying he's concerned that he's not starting. I was like, I don't give a shit, mate.
Yep.
I don't really give a shit.
Prove yourself to start.
Yeah, because I'm basically playing Martial and then Rooney behind him, and then Mata and Memphis on either side. I was like, Herrera, you can sit on the bench for now, mate. Sit on the bench. And yeah, you get, as you said, as you progress, you get more prize money. So it showed you there that they basically added 2 million to my transfer kitty because I'm doing well in this preseason tournament.
Cool.
So if I was losing games, I probably wouldn't get that 2 million. Yeah. As I'm doing pretty well. I've won 2 and drawn 1. I'm gonna win this one as well, I think. It gives you extra money, which is again really good. So which I imagine is, I'm not deeply into the knowledge of preseason what happens in there, but I imagine the clubs will get extra money based on how they do and where they go.
A lot of these preseason sort of tournaments are sponsored, so they obviously get sort of funding from that.
I guess the next layer to this would be would be to add that whole sponsor thing to it as well, maybe. Yeah. Like, so it's like, say, like, if you, because like sponsors could say, like, we want your star players turning out, or like a star player might come to you and say, sorry boss, I'm tired, I don't want to play in the preseason tournament or something like that, because that kind of happens in real life.
True.
I guess like they might come up to you and say, so that could be the next step they could take with this, to add a bit more extra. That going to that, I guess that would be kind of going into Football Manager territory. But if you want to, I guess evolve and improve, that's kind of good. But as this is, as it is the first time, it's a lovely addition. And so the press conference before the Bayern game, I'm basically praising Thomas Muller. I'm like, he's great. He's great. He's in my team now.
You got to do that though.
Lads. yeah.
Against his old team.
You got to unsettle the other teams. So here you go, make the change. I'm like, Martial's tired, mate. Muller comes on, and I think you'll basically see a game now. And well, shut up now. We just basically wanted to give you a quick look. Overall thoughts, Gary, like based on what you've seen in this video and kind of what we've been talking about. What do you think about the additions to career mode, training, preseason stuff?
Very good. They're nice little touches. Obviously, they're not going to massively change the gameplay or whatever, but they're just nice touches to have. It's really cool to see it. So I'm very, very excited about sitting down and getting stuck in with this career mode, to be honest.
And then you said they have some news for you there, Gary. Fans expect Arsenal to win the league.
Jesus. Got no chance of that, mate.
That's a lot of pressure going on there, mate.
Just a bit,
pressure. And they do have all the kits, by the way, as well. So they've got the first, second, and third United kit. Then they've got the first, second, and third Bayern kit as well. So just in case you're wondering, they do have those, and you can obviously unlock something from the EA catalog as well. You get enough coins, shiny coins. But I think we'll kind of stop our look there. I mean, I kind of agree. I've played a bit further on as well. I haven't got into a proper. I've just been messing around with the scouting stuff and doing some transfer business. But I like career mode. I think it's a fantastic setup. I think it's really, really good. And unless something happens later on where they mess up some sort of scheduling where you're having like 10 games in a row or something, it seems like they're on a good winner in terms of just purely focusing on the career mode. I'll talk about gameplay separately, I guess another time when we do our full video review. But just career mode itself, really impressed, really impressed. But we'll leave it there and we'll let you listen to the commentary, watch the stuff. Gary, cheers for joining me.
No worries, dude.
Pleasure as always, guys. We'll be back with some more FIFA stuff.
Season tournament to try and get sharp for the real stuff, which is now just around the corner. And we've got the two successful teams from the Asian Elite Cup to play in this final.
Yeah, a lot of people watching on TV and certainly in these stadiums, so these two sets of players should be right at it, I would imagine.
Today's game, Manchester United, and they play Bayern Munich. He does keep horses, and he is himself a footballing thoroughbred. Thomas Muller.
Well, you see him running about with his socks rolled down, and he can be deceptive, but he's got a wonderful ability to pop up at the right place at the right time.
Arjen Robben was a very talented young player, but as he's matured, he's come into the, if not unstoppable, very hard to stop category.
Yeah, he used to be a little bit fragile, picking up injuries when he was at Chelsea, particularly, but the way he's developed physically has been astonishing.
This is then the Manchester United lineup. David De Gea starts in goal. Bastian Schweinsteiger starts making his debut. And at the point of attack, just one lone striker. Wholesale changes for Bayern Munich. Manuel Neuer starts in goal. Jerome Boateng starts with Mehdi Benatia in central defence. Arjen Robben starts with Franck Ribéry looking to provide width. In attack, Robert Lewandowski starts. He was man of the match last time out. Mario Götze. Robert Lewandowski. Lewandowski. Here's a chance to whip it in. He can lay it off to the supporting player. Here's Philipp Lahm with a cross. Müller. Well, they're in a good position here. Here's the cross. Trying to find Müller. Lewandowski, the return ball. Ball with Lahm. Lewandowski! Shaw blocks it here. And that's deflected behind. It will be a corner. Boateng, the corner, and a poor one.
Well, the defending team handled that so easily, you expected more.
Morgan Schneiderlin. Robert Lewandowski. Well, can Manchester United get the win today that their supporters always expect of them? They'll have to be at their best, though, in this match. Arjen Robben. David Alaba. Good forward play from them. Quick tempo to the passing. The opposition can't get near them. Well, that'll be a throw. Morgan Schneiderlin. Mata. Schweinsteiger. United trying to get down to their game, to business as usual. Damian. Supporting player alongside. Brilliant team play this, with the passing, the movement off the ball to make the passing possible. And he's got his block in and the cross doesn't get into the middle. Thomas Müller. Well, we've got a battle within the war today, haven't we, with the player getting his crack at his old teammates.
Yeah, and I think it's always an emotional time when you face your former club, so you just want to concentrate on doing himself justice.
And that will end the threat, at least for the moment. Good hands, bread and butter work, really, by the goalkeeper. But he did it very competently. He's having a good game. headed towards where a teammate can gather the ball. Arjen Robben. Robben. Attacking well here. David Alaba. And here's the shot. Useful block in those circumstances. And the corner's given for Bayern Munich. It's a bad pass. He's given it. And now the shot! They score!
A goal from Thiago, and the keeper's diving to his left, but he's beaten by sheer power there.
And that's a goal well worth analysing again. Bayern Munich have that lead. The referee has chosen to add on 2 extra minutes. On to Müller. Thomas Müller. That's half-time, signalled by the referee. 1-0 the half-time score. Still plenty on offer. And setting the ball rolling for the second half, Manchester United. Schneiderlin. Mata. Thomas Müller. Thiago. Arjen Robben. Robert Lewandowski. Lau. Morgan Schneiderlin. Wayne Rooney. I think that's a good performance, isn't it, Alan, from him in the first half?
Yeah, and what a good time to score that was. Put his side in the lead.
Arjen Robben. Manchester United with the ball again. And here comes the substitution now. David Alaba. Well, they look promising there in that wide area, but the defender's done well. Thomas Müller. Morgan Schneiderlin. Damian. It's a turnover in play. Mario Götze. David Alaba. Shaw. Schweinsteiger. Well, we've been speaking to the player ourselves, and we know that he wanted this move, and he's finally got it.
They have, and for the player concerned, I think he'll just be pleased that it has finally got sorted now, and he can actually concentrate on playing the game.
Now, Bastian Schweinsteiger. Thiago. David Alaba. Frank Ribéry. Wayne Rooney. The goalkeeper with a textbook save and keeps the ball in his grasp. He's cut out that pass. It wasn't an accident. He read the mind of the opponent. Wayne Rooney. Bayern Munich winning the ball back. The player likes to keep possession. He hasn't done that with attempted dink pass then. Ball's bounced away off the referee. Not what the player had in mind. The countdown is on. We're into 9 minutes now. Damian. And they're keeping the ball now. Muller! Well, he has got a goal against his old team. Let's have a look at the celebration, or lack of it.
A late equaliser for Muller, and the keeper dives, but really he's wasting his time. It's finished up right in the top left-hand corner.
Good look here, again, via the replay of the goal. So, away we go at 1-1.
Goal for Manchester United in the 84th minute. Number 20, Thomas Muller.
We've got 5 minutes left on the clock, plus whatever the referee chooses to add on. And it's still level here. Here's Ribéry. Oh, well saved. Rushing across to take the corner. Not much time left. Looking for a winner.
Number 29.
Goes for it with a fist. Trying to get the cross in. Well blocked by the defender. Eddie Benatia. The referee has acknowledged the flag from his assistant and given the offside. Well, it's going to be decided here in the end by penalties. First kick coming up, maybe the hardest, some will say less pressure, certainly very important right now. Beat the goalkeeper well in this penalty shootout. David De Gea with the save, a magnificent save. And he's put it away. Doesn't look quite right as he steps up to take the penalty.
Shocker, not to even hit the target. Ball
coming up for the penalty, Wayne Rooney. And Neuer, brilliant save. I must say, he's got worry lines all over his face. And he waited for the goalkeeper to move and chipped it in.
Ice running through his veins.
That's a brilliant goal. All the pressure is on the kick taker here. If he doesn't score, they'll lose the game. Well, that's brought it to conclusion, this big final here. But sadly, the conclusion is not a happy one for the team that, Alan, we thought were good enough to win today.
We did, and you have to feel for those players because they didn't have the run of the ball when it mattered. One or two decisions went against, and in the end, those factors were the telling moments.
So this is the crowning of the winners receiving the Asian Elite Cup.
Yeah, always a cause for celebration when you lift a cup like this, and you can see the joy on their faces.